Hi, sweethearts, it's Amber. Today is Wednesday, and our topic this week is self-care. So I've kind of separated self-care out into two basic categories. The first category being the things that you do for yourself, and the second category being dealing with your man. So in the self-care category, I think it's really important for anyone in a relationship, and not just someone who is dating a trans man, to have things and people that are just yours. So I have some friends that are really just my friends and who I keep up with, who I hang out with, that are mostly my friends or almost exclusively my friends. And I think that's important to have those people who are kind of outside the relationship, that are not your mutual friends, that you can hang out with and kind of be away from the relationship every now and again. Also, I think it's really important to have activities or things that you like to do that are just yours. So I throw pottery on the wheel and I sing in a choir here in the area, and those are kind of two recent things that I've picked back up. And for me, it's nice to have those things that are mine, that I get to enjoy, that I get to spend some time doing outside of the house, to kind of get out of the house, and that make me happy. So I think that it's really important to find those things, whether it's you like running or you like, going to different festivals in the area or whatever, but to find those things or those activities that are yours. Also with that, to treat yourself every now and again. I think it can be, especially if your relationship's at a time where you're struggling with some things, I think it can be really important to take some time for yourself, to go to the spa or take yourself to lunch or take yourself to a movie or take yourself just on a ride around town. But I think the relationships that I've seen really struggle are ones where people are really codependent on each other, and where they don't have things that are just theirs, and that are things that they really enjoy doing that their partner might not enjoy doing, and that's okay. The relationship certainly can and should be at the center of a lot of things in your life, but we all need those things that are outside of our relationship. So in dealing with your man and the things that he might be going through with his moodiness and other things that can come along with someone going through puberty again, there's a few things that I think are really important. First, establishing some of the expectations at the very beginning, and that's something that Stefan and I did pretty early on, was to talk about what were our expectations for dealing with any moodiness that he may experience during his transition. So he said ahead of time, if I'm being rude or I'm being an asshole, I want you to tell me. And that has made things so much easier that we had that established on the front end, and that I try and stick to it. And the other people in his life who he asked the same thing of have tried to stick to that when he is being not so nice. Along with that, knowing your guy's buttons can be really helpful, especially when it comes to trans-related things. So if there are certain things that always make him dysphoric, or that always cause him to have a moment or feel uncomfortable, to try and not push his buttons, which is, again, a general relationship sort of thing. But it doesn't help if we know what their buttons are and we choose to push them, or don't stop things that we have the ability to stop that we know are going to push their buttons. Along with that, don't tolerate the bullshit. There are so many guys out there, and I think this goes with the expectations conversation from last week. There are so many guys out there that use tea as an excuse to not be great to their partners, and to not be great, and to not continue to be a good person, and to generally be an asshole. So don't tolerate the bullshit, and don't tolerate the excuses that may come along with, well, I'm on tea, so this is what that means. So my last point is having things that you as a couple enjoy to do that are not about transition. Whether it's going to the theater in the area, or going hiking on the weekend, or whatever you like to do as a couple that is not about trans stuff, can be really important. Because one thing that can cause there to be a conversation about self-care is when the relationship becomes all about transition. So I hope everyone's having a great week. If you live in the States, I hope you had a good Labor Day holiday. And I'll see everyone next week.